Hi there, it's Tom from OneSight Solutions here. This is just a quick video to show you how to correctly configure the Windows Firewall for use with a Niagara 4 Supervisor system. So if you're installing Niagara 4, your Niagara 4 Supervisor onto a Windows 10 or a Windows Server 2012 and upwards system, the Windows Firewall is restrictive by default for incoming connections and will not allow you to make a connection to your station or your platform or the station web server for that matter. So what we can do, you're looking at Windows 10 here, build 1809 I believe. Let's just check that. Yep, build 1809, so one of the recent builds, not the most recent, but a recent build. So on Windows 10 we can hit our start menu here and we can just search for Firewall. Now there'll be a couple of options appear. You've got Windows Defender Firewall, which is a basic administration interface for it. But what we're interested in is the Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security. If we launch that, you should see this. Now, for those Wintel guys or Windows administrators watching this video, this Microsoft Management Console style interface will be fairly familiar. So, first thing to show you is the firewall status itself. Now the best way to look at that, where you can turn it on or off, is by right clicking on the top level in the tree, properties, and you'll see you've got three profiles here: domain, private and public. So if for whatever reason you need to disable the firewall for testing, you should come here and make sure it's disabled in domain, private and public. But note on that, disabling the firewall is bad practice for anything apart from testing. So leaving it on, we're going to create an inbound rule that will allow communications to your Niagara station and platform. So right click on inbound rules and go new rule. We're going to do our new rule by ports. So Niagara 4 uses three key ports for station, platform and web server communication. There may be more based on your specific requirements, but what we're concerning ourselves with is TCP 443, which is the port that HTTPS uses, and of course nowadays the station web server is HTTPS only by default. The next port is 4911 TCP. Now this is for Fox S communication, which again is the default secure Fox communication protocol for connecting to your station via Workbench and via the Niagara network from other Niagara stations. The last one is 5011 TCP. This is the secure platform connection. So going back a few years, you would have been doing this to port 80, which is standard HTTP, 1911, which is unsecure Fox, and 3011, which is the unsecure platform port. But in this case, secure nowadays, 443, 4911, and 5011 will allow you to connect to your station web server over HTTPS. It will allow you to establish a station connection, and it will allow you to establish a platform connection. We hit next. We allow the connection. Apply it to all three of our profiles and give it a name. You should now see in the rule list here, you've got Niagara ports and it's enabled. So that's all that's required to allow communication to your Niagara system on a Windows 10 or Windows Server 2012 and up system. The one thing to note is when I search for firewall here, you see it's called Windows Defender Firewall. On a Windows Server system, I've got a 2012 R2 box here. If we search again, you'll see it's just called Windows Firewall rather than Windows Defender Firewall. However, you'll click on Windows Firewall with advanced security and you'll get the same interface up here. So that's all for this one, guys. I hope this is helpful. I just thought I'd do a quick video on it because it's quite a common question that comes into support. I.e., why can't I connect to my supervisor, but I can connect to all my chases, etc. It's just the Windows Firewall is in a default deny state by default. Another quick note is using ping to test basic network connectivity. Windows Firewall nowadays blocks the protocol ICMP by default. So when you try and ping your supervisor, you'll realize quite quickly that you can't ping it. So don't use a no ping as a outright assumption that a device isn't online. It's blocked by default to make live host identification a little bit more difficult. So you can have servers that you can't ping, however, they are listening on all of the ports for the applications that they're actually running and the jobs that they're doing. So that's all from me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like it, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our website, onesight.solutions. Thank you.